She goes, "Oh, who do you have on tonight?" And I go, "I have Dr. Tom Prichard on tonight." She goes, "Oh, uh, why what's he a doc like?" Because she knows I do like wrestling related wrestling related interviews. She goes, "Oh, is he? What's he a doctor of? Does he do physical therapy? Does he this and that?" And I said, "I don't really know. So, uh, is it too much to ask what you're a doctor of?"
Well, how much time do we have on the show left?
Oh, we
Do I
have a
have do I have 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
you can you know what
Oh,
you have
okay.
not you had 9 minutes, but we cut it down to three.
Well, here's the deal, man. Here's how that doctor thing came about, and this is again just going back to how Stone Cold got his name,
Okay.
right? You know the story how Austin got his Stone Cold gimmick, yes?
Remo-
Oh, you don't? Okay, very cool. We'll go to the doctor's deal then, but that's okay. No, because Austin, that's how it works. I was in Alabama wrestling for a long time, man, or not a long time. Actually I was called. I brought. Let me start back real quick. Let me start from the beginning. I wish I had the camera on, man, because this is a whole entertainment center in itself.
yeah.
So I was wrestling in Memphis, and Pat Rose and I were the Heavenly Bodies,
Yeah.
and we were working with Sherry Martel as our manager. We're working against Stan Lane and Steve Kern, the Fantastics. Are you familiar with these guys at all?
Yes. Yes.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to go with the story. Anyway, on our Tuesday night in Louisville, Kentucky, man, we're having a tag team match, and Stan comes over and nails me on the apron. I go down to the floor, and my ankle cracks. And I could hear it crack inside my head. I could feel it crack, but I thought I just sprained my ankle. And I have to get in the ring, and I got to do the finish, and we do the finish. And after the match, I'm hobbling back to the locker room. And in Louisville, there's 2 flights of stairs you have to go down for the dressing room. And I hobble down the stairs, and I keep my boot on for a little bit. I go shake hands, tell everybody thank you, and have to go back up, take my bags back up the 2 flights of stairs, get in the car. I'm with Billy Travis, Taurus Bulba, and Wendell Cooley. And or it was Taurus Bulba, Billy Travis. I was in the back seat by myself, kind of propped my leg up, and we stopped to get beer. And I'm sharing a room with Taurus Bulba, Billy Travis, and Wendell Cooley. And there's 4 wrestlers in one room. You can imagine how great the
Mm.
aroma was when you walked in.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and I asked the guys, "Hey man, can I just stay on the couch tonight?" And so I slept on the couch because we alternated between bed and floor and pad and all that stuff. So the next day, we get up to go to Louisville, and my ankle still kind of hurts, but I said my prayers and took my vitamins,
Yeah.
and got to the town and had somebody tape up my ankle, laced it up, and I do this for the rest of the week until we wind up back in Louisville again the next Tuesday. And my ankle, my whole foot has turned black between then, now and then, and I have somebody about to tape my foot up in one of the smaller dressing rooms in Louisville, and Bill Dundee walks in and says, "Hey, mate, you might want to get that checked." I mean, my foot was black, and I didn't think anything was wrong. And Sherry Martel came in and said, "I'm going to come by the day's end tomorrow. I'm going to pick you up and take you to the hospital." Her roommate was a nurse. She was going to x ray me, no charge. And she came by the next morning, took me to the hospital, x rayed me, and my ankles broke. Well,
Oof.
shit. So they put me in a cast right there. And back in those days, there were no contracts. If you didn't work, you didn't get paid.
Right.
So Sherry said, "We're going to go back to the hotel. We're going to get your stuff. You're going to come and live with Tina and me." Well, we get my stuff, and I go back to Sherry's house. And Sherry's working every night, and I'm home. So again, Tina's a nurse. She gives me scrubs to wear,
Yeah.
and I've got my foot laid up, and they're taking care of me, man. They're cooking, they're feeding me, they're helping me with my pain and all this stuff. So this goes on for about a week and a half, and finally I said, "Look, I can't stay with you guys." My dad and a friend of mine came to Nashville, so my friend could drive my car back, and I go back to Houston. And about 6 weeks in, Brad Armstrong calls me and says, "Hey, are you going to go back to Memphis when you're better?" And I said, "I wasn't planning on it." He says, "Well, how would you like to come to Pensacola?" I go to Pensacola, I work an angle with Tim Horner. I turned heel on him in Louisiana like a year before. They play that on TV. I'm just Tom Prichard, and I'm there for like 6 months. Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden are working a tag match against the Rich cousins, Tommy and Johnny, in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oof.
And they do an angle where they knock the hell out of Tommy, get juice and everything, and they're tying his feet to the bottom rope, and they come out to the ring with this guy. They call him their cut man, Dr. Love. They get on the promo on stage with Gordon Soley at the end of the match and say, Gordon, you see what we did to those boys up there? Well, we got our cut man right here, Dr. Love. Ain't nothing going to happen to our pretty faces. And they get a nice big 3-shot of these guys, and everything's great. Going to draw a lot of money. The next week, the TV airs, and on a Saturday night, Sunday morning, Robert gets a call from the FBI saying they've been looking for this Dr. Love fella for a while now, and they want to know where he's at. And Robert said, well, he just one of the boys comes now and then. We don't know. He's not a regular on our roster or anything like that. And he was actually a fella who might have been hanging around once or twice. And I don't know about his nefarious ways or anything like that, but they had to cut the angle. And I was riding with Jimmy and Robert that next Wednesday, right before the next TV, and I happened to be wearing the scrubs that I got from Tina, from Sherry's, when I broke my ankle prior to coming to Memphis, or prior to coming to Pensacola. And Robert's talking about the angle, and he couldn't get over it, and he's trying to think of something else. And we get out to get a drink, and he looks at the pants, and he looks at me and says, well, hey, by God, boy, you could be our doctor. And then, there you go. Dr. Tom was born. I said, yeah, we could always say that I was going to be a doctor and went to Baylor University, and I just spent a little too much time in the pharmacy. And that was a rib, but he said that on TV, and forevermore, I became Dr. Tom.
Solid gold. Perfect.
Solid gold, or whatever it might be.